proceeds and say, yeah, but they want to put a $300 million fine on Trump. So the first $300 million of profits would go.
What's your take on that? Jim, and not to go up to off tangent there, but this whole movement of just trying to stop Trump at all costs. I mean, even hear the rumblings in from the Democrats now that they don't want Biden even debating Trump anywhere near him.
Well, right, they're two different things. So what you're talking about, there's a name for it. It's called Lawfare. Basically, taking the law. I'm a lawyer, I practiced for decades. Taking the law and weaponizing it and conducting warfare with the law. So that's what lawfare is. And basically going outside the boundaries of precedent, tradition, interpretation, et cetera, and using it as a weapon. Well, there's no doubt that that's what they've done against Trump. Now take this this Bronx County Business Case, which is actually a civil case, where he's been accused of overstating the asset value of some properties on a loan application at Deutsche Bank. Well, first of all, Deutsche Bank's a pretty sophisticated bank. I assume they do their own diligence. They have their own appraisers. They made the loan. They got paid back with interest. They made a profit. Nobody lost any money. Show me a real estate developer in New York. Show me one who doesn't fade values depending on the context. I mean, I was tax counsel at Citibank for 10 years. It was the world's largest bank at the time. We had 5 sets of books, completely legitimate, by the way, just to be clear. We had generally accepted accounting principles, international accounting principles, tax books, cash books, and management profit reports, depending on who wanted to see which way. So that's, and they accused him of, they overstating the value of Mar-a-Lago to secure a loan, his place in Palm Beach. And they said, you overstated it because we have the appraised value for property tax purposes, which was, I think, $15 million. And everyone knows that property tax appraisals tend to be low relative to market valuation. And they got some independent brokers that said, are you kidding? That place is worth $150 million or more. But the judge, who was completely corrupt in my view, said, no, it was 15. You said you used a higher number on your loan application. But here's what they're going for. The judge on day one, on the first day of the trial, he said Trump's guilty. He said, basically gave what's called a motion for summary judgment. The entire trial we've heard about is on damages. It's not whether he lied or not, according to the judge and the prosecutor. It's the damages. So right. First of all, he never really got a trial on the substance of what we're talking about. But their damage theory, the fines will be, so he's kind of already guilty. The fines they're talking about stripping his business license, turning his properties over to a receiver, like a trustee, basically. The receiver would then have the power to do what he or she wants with the properties, including sell them. And you say, well, wouldn't Donald Trump get the proceeds? And say, yeah, but they want to put a $300 million fine on Trump. So the first $300 million of profits would go back to the state of New York in the form of fines. This will destroy his business empire. He spent his life building. I mean, the properties will be gone. The money will be gone. His business license will be suspended. He won't be able to do business in New York. This isn't like a $10 million fine for right. A little typo on a loan application. They're destroying his business. But there isn't a property developer in New York who hasn't done the same thing, but they leave them alone. So this is an abuse of prosecutorial discretion. It's just one case, and we could go through Georgia, Mar-a-Lago, the classified documents case, the January 6th case, the Fulton County's the RICO case, don't forget about our friend Stormy Daniels, with the hush money. I mean, I was a lawyer for 40 years. We had, every firm I worked for, and it's true of every firm in business, you have your share of complaints of various kinds. You generally tend to, you have a disgruntled employee or there's whatever. You investigate, they get their lawyer, you sit down, you negotiate it, you give them a settlement check, nobody admits any wrongdoing, and you sign a non-disclosure agreement, and both sides go their way. That's how you settle those things. They're messy to litigate, and you don't want to do that. Is that hush money? I mean, you just settle a case and you give somebody some money and you sign a non-disclosure agreement. Is everyone suddenly guilty of criminal hush money, which is what Alvin Bragg said? And he is kind of, let's face it, he's a lightweight. So they are just, and then we haven't even talked about the 14th Amendment, Section 3. And then, but your point, Danielle, and you're right, there is no end to it. This is, and by the way, quick footnote, every time they bring a new case, a new charge, make things worse, his poll ratings go up, his rankings go up.